Have you ever wanted something so much that it feels destined to happen for you? As though it was always meant to be yours? Wanting something is the first step in the manifestation process, but desire alone isn't always enough to will it into reality. You need belief too, which is where the law of assumption comes in handy. If you want to take your manifestation abilities to the next level, learning how to use the law of assumption is a must. After all, it essentially states that whatever you believe is true will eventually become a part of your reality. This is not to be confused with the notorious law of attraction. Over the past decade, the law of attraction has perpetuated the idea that our thoughts become our reality. In other words, if we think positive or negative thoughts, they will manifest into reality. However, the overall impact of this mindset can be counterproductive, especially if it ends up giving your negative thoughts a sense of power to grow and materialize. The general definition of the law of attraction is that like attracts like, which can cause you to feel like every bad thought that crosses your mind will cause bad things to happen. With the law of assumption, you don't need to obsess over the way your thoughts are shaping your reality. Instead, you can enjoy the ride, because the law of assumption is rooted in the idea that what you want is already predestined for you. And really, who has proof that it isn't? By leading life with this confident sense of knowing, you can deal with the setbacks of life by trusting that you are headed in the right direction and that eventually, everything that what you want will be yours. In fact, it already is, even if it hasn't happened yet. The law of assumption states that if you believe already you have something, you will have it. By applying the law of assumption to your goals in life, you are essentially tricking your mind into believing that everything you want already belongs to you. Instead of talking about the things you desire, you start to feel the way that it would feel to already have them. The law of assumption wants you to feel the emotions of achieving something as though you've already achieved it. By setting aside the time to feel and embody the emotions of your success, you're learning how to radiate the energy of that success all around you. And by making the law of assumption a standard, unconscious practice of your everyday life, you'll be shocked just how much stronger your manifestation abilities become. Nerville Lancelot Goddard, one of the pioneers of the law of assumption, stood by the understanding that nothing existed outside of your own consciousness. He firmly believed that the external world is simply a projection of your internal reality. In his book The Power of Awareness, 2013, he states, "You must assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled until your assumption has all the sensory vividness of reality. You must imagine that you are already experiencing what you desire. That is, you must assume the feeling of the fulfillment of your desire until you are possessed by it, and this feeling crowds all other ideas out of your consciousness. In other words, by fully embodying the emotion you would be feeling if you achieved your desires, you're putting yourself in the best possible position to achieve that desire." And although that might sound strange, vague, or complicated, it's not as esoteric as it may seem. After all, it operates with the understanding that everything you wanted already yours. Using the law of assumption is simple. No need for a full-blown manifestation ritual, because it all starts with a change in your perspective. And the more you continue to open your mind to the law of assumption, the deeper it settles into your whole way of being. It's important to make sure that your subconscious mind is on the same page as your conscious mind, which can take a little bit more time, effort, and practice. Write down your desires. Get acquainted with your journal and let your desires flow freely onto the page. Start writing about what you want as though you already have it. You may want multiple things, but you may want to focus on just one at a time, especially if you're a beginner. Use all 5 of your senses, what you see, touch, hear, smell, and taste, along with as many specific details as you can. The more specific you allow yourself to be during this step, the easier it will be to envision how achieving your desire will feel like. Imagine how it would feel to fulfill your desire. Take a few deep breaths and close your eyes. Once you feel relaxed enough, allow your desires flow through you. You can do this step right before you sleep, laying down on a cozy surface, or simply by closing your eyes wherever you may be sitting. Wherever you are, allow your imagination to become as vivid and realistic as possible, giving your mind, body, and heart a chance to feel the excitement of fulfilling your desire. Visualize how great it would feel to receive and achieve this desire. Let your body radiate with excitement, like you just signed the papers for your dream home, got an offer for your ideal job, or met the love of your life. Imagine how lovely it would feel to be aligned with your desires and have them materialize right in front of you, right in this very moment. The more viscerally you can feel these feelings, the more deeply your beliefs will settle into your whole being. Let go of any limitations, doubts, or pessimism during this step and truly allow your imagination to run wild. Assume that what you want is already yours. Once you've written out your desires and felt the feelings associated with your desire, it's time to walk through the world as if your desire has already been fulfilled. Go about your day knowing that you have done your part simply by expressing your desire, feeling the feelings, and changing your assumptions about your life. With the law of assumption, you're able to know in your heart that your wishes are already on their way and there is no other possible outcome besides success. As the law of assumption states, the external world is simply a projection of your internal state or consciousness. Meaning that if you followed the steps above, it means that your manifestations are about to become reality. If you're struggling with manifestation and starting to doubt its power, there's a good chance the law of assumption could take your spiritual and professional practice to the next level. However, surrendering to this belief is a process, so give yourself time to adjust to this new understanding of life. By walking through the world with the assumption that everything is currently working out in your favor, you're essentially faking it until you make it, only you're doing it in a way that's potent with magic. Let's not forget that your desires are very real, which means there's truly nothing fake about this. Remember, all that you desire, desires you.